How you doing, everybody? Nick DiVirgilio here, and today's video is on this PDP limited edition 5-piece shell pack. PDP, just in case you don't know, stands for Pacific Drums and Percussion, and they are a subsidiary of DW Drums. Now, what that means for you, the consumer, the buyer, is drum products, because PDP makes everything. They make, obviously, drum kits, snare drums, but they make hardware, pedals, all kinds of things. What that means for you are products that are incredibly well built. They have DW stamp of approval on everything they make, so the quality is of the highest order, but they are incredibly affordable. They look great, they sound great from studio to stage. There's all kinds of great things going on with PDP drums, so let's get into the details of this kit right now. Now, this limited edition kit comes out of PDP's Concept series. They make some great kits in the Concept series, and they made this special kit, obviously with this great looking light blue lacquer and the orange hoops, but they also have some great sizes in the drums. Now, these toms are a tiny bit shallower than normal, so you have a 7x10 and an 8x12 inch rack tom and a 14x16 inch floor tom. All of these drums are made from Asian maple, 100% Asian maple, and Asian maple is a little bit softer than your typical North American maple, but it gives the drums, along with the depth being a little bit shorter, some great punchy and throaty tone, very warm sounding. Before I get into the sound of these drums, let me quickly tell you that I've outfitted these drums with Remo pinstripes on the toms, a Power Stroke 3 on the kick drum, and a P77 coated head on the snare drum. Now, like I say in all my videos, I'm repeating myself. If you watch my videos, I apologize about that, but just in case you've never heard this before, I encourage everybody that I talk to that buys a brand new drum kit to check out different head combinations for the drums you buy, so you can find the sound that's in your head, the sound that is you. There's all kinds of great heads out there from Remo, Evans, Aquarian, and so on, and different head combinations will give your drums a little bit of a different tone and a little bit of a different vibe that will fit you and what you want to hear. Now, these drums right out of the box come with great Remo single ply heads that will work totally fine, get nice snappy tone out of the single ply, but double ply heads on these Asian maple shells I think just fit really well and gives it just a little bit more warmth in that double ply head. All that being said, let's get into the sound of the toms right now. Again, 7x10 and 8x12 inch rack tom, 14x16 inch floor tom, snare wires off. Here we go. Killer punchy tone, nice and round. It projects, very musical. It was easy to tune and get these drums up to pitch. I enjoy hearing these drums an awful lot from the player side right back here. They feel good under the hands as well. Let me turn the snare wires on and do the same thing. Beautiful sustain. You know, I have no dampening on any of these heads right now. When you get your drums home, you might want to put a little moon gel, a little bit of something here and there. But right now, these drums are wide open and they are very musical sounding and just an awful lot of fun to hear. All right, let's go down to the kick drum, which is 22 by 18. Now you'll notice, let me take a little left turn here real quick. You'll notice that there's orange heads on the kick drum. The only reason I did that, out of the box, let me tell you, out of the box, you get a black PDP head with the PDP logo. Very nice head. Will work for a really long time if you want to use it, but Remo has come out with these color tone heads that, in all kinds of different colors, and since this kit has these orange kick drum hoops, I just thought the orange heads would look fantastic. You know what, and I think they do. It's really inspiring to just see that little bit of color there, that's all. And Power Stroke 3 is a really common kick drum head for the batter side, and it sounds great all the time. So there you go. That's why there's orange heads on the kick drum right now. Now let's get into the sound. Snare wires off. Again, 18 by 22 inch kick drum. You'll get a couple of DW pillows that you can put inside the kick drum just like I have in here, and it's just a little bit of dampening on the resonant and the batter side. That's all there is, that's all you need, and you get a big fat warm tone. Let me turn the snare wires on, play it again for you just a second. Punchy, big, beefy, and loud. And what's really cool about this kick drum, I'm finding just by playing it more and more, is that there's a great dynamic difference from playing it soft to very loud. You really hear the dynamic difference, and it's just really fantastic to hear. I'm using a DW Machine chain drive pedal here with the felt beaters on it. So again, if you want to change up the sound a little bit, get a plastic beater, a little more snap, you know, a poofier sound, get one of those poofy ball beaters that you can put on your kick drum pedal, all kinds of different sound combinations and sound options you can find for your drums. Right now, this DW pedal with the felt beater has given this kick drum a nice snap and a nice punch. Now, let's get to the snare drum. A lot of times with shell packs, you don't get a snare, but with this kit, you do get a matching 5 by 14 inch snare drum. It's 10 plies, made out of the same Asian maple as the rest of the drums. It feels really good. It's very sensitive. I'm going to start with the snare wires off first, just so you can hear the tone of the drum without the snares, and then we'll turn them on and play in just a second. So here we go. This head gives you a nice dry tone, especially when drums are 5 by 14 inch. Okay, the 5 is a little bit shallower. If I was using a 6.5 or a 7 or even an 8, I would use more of a typical head like an Ambassador. But when they're smaller, or when they're shallower, I should say, a drier head like this works really well, in my opinion. So let's turn the snare wires on and play this drum some more for you. It's loud, it's got a great crack, a great rim shot to it. It just feels really good under the hands. It's sensitive, it gets quiet, it gets loud. It does everything you need a snare drum to do. So let's put this whole drum kit together, kick, toms, and snare. I'll put the snare wires on and off. I'll go back and forth and try and give you a good overall sound of this drum kit without any music going on in the background. Here we go. These drums are so much fun to play. They have great projection back towards me, which is incredibly inspiring. And they're going to definitely project on any live stage or in the studio. So now that you've heard these drums, let's get into the details on all of the hardware that come on this PDP limited edition kit. All right, now it's time for the hardware. All DW-inspired hardware on this PDP kit. First, let's look at the lug. It's a dual turret lug. Now, the typical DW lug, it's just a round, either small and or big, depending on the line of drum kit. This, they put a couple of them together to give it its own unique look, but it still has that DW vibe to it. So a DW-inspired double turret lug. Now the suspension system is their STM suspension system, which is very similar to what DW puts on all of their high-end kits. These drums definitely hang and resonate. You could see it moves a little bit. It's not locked in tight there. Now I also want to show you, you can see from the direct shot right here, the toms are mounted directly on the kick drum. It's like, what? Kick drums these days never have tom mounts on them anymore, but I think it's a very cool thing because it's old school. The toms will always be in the right place, no matter what. Yes, Virgin kick drums are fantastic because, they're not putting any extra weight or tension on the shell with the toms. But this way, it's very minimal, and this is how drums were played for, so many years before they started making the Virgin bass drum and hanging the toms on cymbal stands. So don't let that scare you, like you're not going to get as much tone out of the kick drum or the toms because the toms are mounted on the kick drum. Don't let that worry at all. The drums sound great and they resonate, and there's plenty of resonance to go around, and the shells are strong and they're going to last you for a really long time. Okay, so that being said, obviously you can see the toms are mounted right on the kick drum. Let's get into the hoops. The hoops on these drums, another high-end DW feature, are graduated in weight. So they're lighter when the drums are smaller and they're heavier when the drums are bigger. Again, that adds to your tone and the resonance of your drums. The tuning rods that come on this particular kit are DW's true pitch tuning rods. They have more threads than your typical tuning rods. That just makes it so you can really fine tune your drum's pitch. And it's, again, a nice, really high-end DW feature that you get on their more expensive drum kits. The throw-off and strainer on the snare drum that comes with this PDP kit is DW's mag throw-off system. A great throw-off and strainer, very easy to use. Flick it on and off while you're playing. Again, a very nice high-end DW feature that comes on this PDP snare drum. All right, now let's get into the look of this drum kit. I absolutely love the color of this kit. It just jumps off at you. It's going to look great on any live stage. This color is inspired by race cars of old. It's this kind of light blue, really shiny lacquer finish, and the orange hoops on the kick drum just really make that blue jump off the drum kit. Fantastic look, really just shiny lacquer finish. You could see your face, you could see your hands, whatever you want to look through. It's like looking into a mirror. It's really nice. And again, a really great feature for a kit that comes in at a great price. There you have it, everybody. The PDP limited edition 5-piece shell pack in this great blue color with the orange hoops on the kick drum. Fantastic drums that come in at a great price. If you're in the market for a new drum kit, professional that will take you from the studio to the stage, play all kinds of styles of music, then I encourage you to check out this PDP drum kit and any other PDP product. If you want any more information about this PDP product, just contact your Sweetwater sales engineer. Thanks a lot for watching this video.